Hi everyone. What you're about to see is a walking tour that I did around campus yesterday with my cell phone. Hopefully it's something that's helpful for you to see the campus, see some of our buildings, and of course the beautiful waterfront. Unfortunately, campus is a little quiet because our students are studying from home and our faculty and staff are working from home, but at least gives you a glimpse into the campus while we unfortunately can't offer any personalized visits on campus right now. So let us know what you think. Hopefully this is helpful, and hopefully get a chance to see just a little bit of why I love this campus. And if you have any questions, as usual, feel free to call us. So as you come up to campus, this is Medicom Avenue coming in. This is I'm actually facing down Aquidneck Island down there. You see the water tower, and you see Mount Hope Bridge a little bit in the background there. So if you come across from Route 24 up in Massachusetts coming down south, you'll eventually come over that bridge to come onto campus. And this is our main entrance. So this is the town of Bristol where we are located. And you see over the side here, that's heading up Medicom Avenue where those cars are heading toward the town of Bristol. And we'll show you some videos hopefully later on about the town of Bristol, so you can get a sense of kind of where we are located. But this, as we enter the main entrance to campus, on the right hand side is our admissions building. So that's where you'll find Sarah and I and Kathy from the graduate admissions office, also our undergrad admissions office. And on the front side, as we're looking over, this is the School of Architecture, and our administration building's on the far end. And you'll see those a little bit later in our tour. As we walk along here, the left-hand side, that is our School of Law. We have the only law school in the state of Rhode Island. So we have about 450 law students that study here. So it's a nice graduate and professional student community that we have here on our main campus, but also up in Providence. We have a metro campus located in downtown Providence, and our MPA, the MBA, and the leadership programs are all offered there, as well as our third-year law students study there as well. And there's a member of our campus security. How you doing? So as we come down the main entryway, this is our main thoroughfare into campus. Again, this is our admissions building on the right-hand side. And that is our gym and recreation center on the left side. And I'm going to take a walk through there for you, but I'm going to have to take the secret back entrance. So it's not the prettiest, but we at least can see a little bit of the inside of the building while we're here. Again, this is our School of Law on our left-hand side. They have a great bistro downstairs, so if you like, you can get grills type stuff there, but also burrito bowls, which are pretty amazing. We're pretty regular over there. The staff loves to stop in there. It's one of our better food options in my opinion, but we have some fantastic food around the campus, and I'll show you a little bit of the dining hall later on. We're coming up on the back side of our field house now. And in the distance, you see some of our athletic field. That's our baseball field there. We are Division III athletics. So if you are into sports, we have a lot of great sports here, and they're very competitive in our local conference. Make a lot of playoff teams each year. I'm going to pan down here real quickly just so you can see a little bit further down campus. That's our new residence hall for undergraduates, so you won't have any time in there for grad students. But the rest of our athletic fields are down there, and then there's the water off into the different distance, so it's a beautiful spot, and we'll get down to the water later on. We also have our turf field down there where our lacrosse and field hockey teams play. So I told you we won't go in the prettiest entrance here for the recreation center, but we'll at least take a look inside. And unfortunately, because of the virus, we can't get into every space on campus, but I will do my best to show you around. These are the back hallways of our student programs and leadership for undergraduate students. So student activities, essentially. And and I'm going to make a left here. This is our, unfortunately it's rather dark and quiet in here at the moment, but this is kind of a hang space for students. And we also have our Hawk's Nest, which is a kind of smoothie bar, and they offer coffee, any type of snacks and grab and go lunches and things in there, so you can check that out. This is the main entrance that's been locked this week, but that's where you normally enter. And I'm gonna head down here. This is our field house to the left. We have a bunch of big events there, so you might have an opportunity to get in there. There's also a basketball court, so if you like to just play some pickup basketball, you can do that when the courts aren't in use. We also have our regular basketball court upstairs. You see our brand new Hawk logo for this year. We are the Hawks, Division 3. Upstairs we have our basketball court, and we also have a pool. It's close to Olympic size, but not fully Olympic size. But if you'd like to swim, there's some free swim opportunities there. And down here, our athletic offices on the left, and ahead of me is our recreation center, and unfortunately it is closed to visitors right now, so I can't take you into the facility, but this is the first floor of that facility. We have ellipticals, we have weight machines, treadmills there, and then free weights off to the right hand side. Off to the left, you can kind of see here we've got 2 racquetball and squash courts, and kind of an open area we can do box jumps and classes and things. They do some classes upstairs also. And then the second floor has all ellipticals and free and weight machines and treadmills that actually overlook the water. So it's a pretty spot to work out if you'd like to do that. Now we actually, it doesn't happen very often that you hear this, but we were actually able to decrease the cost of your recreation center membership. So if you choose to participate and use the recreation center, we've actually decreased the cost to only $50 per 6 months. And many of our graduate students are here throughout the year. If you're working in the summertime, you may have clinicals, depending on the program that you're in, might be doing some research. So if you want to use the recreation center throughout that time, you can, because of how we have the membership structured. So you can get a full year for $100, which is cheaper than any of the local gyms that we offer around here. So it's a nice option for you. So we come up on the back side here, I'll show you again. This is Hawk's Nest I mentioned before. They make some great smoothies, so it's a good spot to stop after you do a workout. We also have foosball tables down here, pool tables, and so on. So it's a fun spot to kind of stop and hang. As we exit here, this is the front of the building that we unfortunately couldn't get in through before, so that's admissions again. I'm going to take us over into our dining commons, and you see our clock tower off in the distance there on the front of the library. And in the far distance, you can see the top of the Mount Hope Bridge, so right on the water there. It's a very pretty spot, and we'll take a look over that way shortly. And this is our School of Architecture on the right side. And again, that building you can see from the front of the road, but this is the main part of our kind of academic and student core area here along the quad. And then we have a number of academic buildings beyond that we will get to shortly. It's a nice day, but very quiet around here. Ooh, they've locked me out. I guess they don't want us in here. So this is our dining commons. Take a quick walk upstairs, and most things are going to be shut down, so again, my apologies. This is our upper dining commons. Pretty quiet around here, no food options, but you can at least take a look inside. We have a number of different food placements. This is a typical kind of dining style, although our food service has won national awards. And these are the different stations that you see around. There's an Italian station, Global has a great stir fry. Students love that. There's a deli in the far end, a grill, and they do sandwiches and things. Of course, the drinks in the back. Great desserts. So it's a really good food service. We also source about 1/3 of our food here from local farmers. So it's great for students because it's a healthier option. But we also are supporting the local economy and local farmers. And now more than ever, that's more important to do that. So we're excited for that opportunity. So that's traditional kind of meal dining there. You pay a flat rate to go inside, and it's all you can eat once you get inside the upper commons. How you doing?
Good, you?
Good. Just doing a virtual tour. I'm floating around.
Yeah, good luck. Anything open? Is that open for you up there?
Yeah, it's good. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You doing a virtual tour for who? For the college?
Yeah, for the grad students.
Poor guys.
Yeah. This is our bookstore here, right in our lower commons. You also see in the reflection we do have a Santander Bank ATM, so you can check that out. Unfortunately, the lower commons is closed, obviously, but pretty quiet in there. This is our campus ID office, where you'd be picking up your student ID. And this is our lower commons area. And we'll take a peek through the door while we're here. Lower commons is, I'm just trying to avoid the reflection here for you. Lower commons is a grab and go kind of place, so you can pick up. You see on the left side there's a pizza station. There's also sushi on the back side. They make fresh every day. The grill, there's a deli, we see in the back, salad bar, and a lot of grab and go options. These are all a la carte, so if you want to, you can grab food anytime. And they're open extended hours, so they start at 11 a.m. in the morning, and depending on the day, they're open till at least midnight, if not later, till 1 or 2 in the morning on Friday and Saturday evenings. And that's great for especially the architecture students, because if you're stuck in studio late, you can come over here and grab a quick bite to eat if you'd like, even late in the day. So these are our lower commons. Unfortunately, it's pretty packed up at the moment. There's usually chairs and tables here, so you can sit down here. It's a pretty pleasant spot to stop. I'm gonna come out here. This is kind of the backside and the lower part of campus here, and we'll take kind of a loop. I'm going to take you down to our sailing center in just a second. Right in front of me here is our Global Community Engagement Center. It's our Community Partnership Center there. Part of our mission here at Roger Williams is keeping with the legacy of Roger and kind of giving back to the community. We have a Civic Scholars program where we encourage students at the undergraduate level to do community-based work. And we also do a number of projects with our various graduate programs that are connected to community organizations and government organizations and people that need it. So our students do a lot of work that is really kind of pro bono and giving back to the community, and that's all organized through the Community Partnership Center. It's just our mail center here on the left-hand side if you ever needed them. And then in front of us, our undergraduates luck out pretty well, because I think it's something like 30 or 40% of our students, probably more, I'm getting that number probably wrong, have water views in their residence halls, so it's pretty nice. And these are some of those buildings that they have water views here. These are our Bayside apartments. We're coming up on, this is our Marine and Natural Sciences building. We do not have any graduate programs in there, but it's a great place to procrastinate if you'd like. You can walk around and see all the fish and crabs and oysters and clams and things that they're doing work with there. They've got a pretty extensive space, and you can really kind of get lost in some of the things they do there. It's a fun spot to stop and look around. There's some great research that our undergraduates are doing in the marine sciences. So I take you down here, not so much that you are, as a graduate student, spending a whole lot of time here, but it's right down along the water, and this is our Brady Sailing Center that you can see in the center of the frame there. And that was built by one of our faculty members in architecture with his firm, and designed by both students and faculty, and it was 100% donor funded. So that's pretty nice for a college campus to be able to say that you have a building that was supported 100% by people giving their hard-earned money to support the college. It's a beautiful facility. We do a lot of events up here. It's got a nice deck overlooking the water, as you can see. And we use a lot of our accepted student days are usually done in there. We just had one a couple of weeks ago before things really got shut down. And we have a sailing team, and that lower level of this building actually is a wet space where they can bring boats in and out. So the top level is more of an event and classroom space, and they can bring boats in and out there. I'm going to take you for a quick peek down by the waterfront and our docks. It's a pretty impressive space down here. And if you like the water, you will not be mad about our campus. It's a pretty great spot. So this is our campus waterfront, and you see some of our sailboats are still out. The students would be in and out of this space pretty regularly during the school year. This is our dock here. We do a lot of marine research in our undergrad programs. They actually raise oysters here. And you can't see there, but there's kind of some graded pallets that they put down there, I suppose you call them, where they raise oysters. These are we have some kayaks and paddle boards. I don't see many of the paddle boards around at the moment. But you can bring your student ID down here during the warmer months and take these out at no cost, which is great. We also have, it's probably got a few deer on it right now. I'll have to see if there are any down here. This is our shell path, only the beginning of the shell path, but that follows all the way down and it kind of loops as you look straight into the frame a little bit further down on the right. It goes right along the waterfront. So it's a really pretty spot. And I'd say it's roughly a half-mile or so walk, that loop down to the parking lot on the backside of campus. So some students come down here just for a little bit of a breather. I've known some students even bring wetsuits to campus and go for a swim. So you could do that if you'd like. But this is a pretty nice spot. So as we come back up from the sailing center on the waterfront, the sun's starting to go down, so it's a good time of day to be walking around. A little cool, but not bad for this time of year. This is again part of our shell path that heads up towards some of our academic buildings. As you can imagine, this is a pretty popular spot in the warmer months. See, there's chairs and tables out to my left. Students will often sit down on the hill here, set up and study. And you'll see why it's a popular spot in just a second. Up to the left there is our Intercultural Center and some of our residence halls for the undergraduate students. And this is why our students love this spot. It's pretty nice. sure our students are kind of bummed to go home if they're missing out on spring here. It's always beautiful here in Rhode Island, especially along the water. And this is Mount Hope Bay. It actually goes eventually down toward Newport, connects up with Narragansett Bay over Mount Hope Bridge, and eventually down to the Atlantic Ocean. This is our Global Heritage Hall, and this area is popular for students to sit and study, and usually pretty bustling during the year. And behind those wooden doors, straight ahead there, is usually our Starbucks. And so they'll have coffee, and they do paninis there, and a number of grab-and-go items during the day. Global Heritage Hall is one of our newer academic buildings on campus. And we get the sun right at us in here. So if you have classes in the psychology programs, you'll have a few classes in this building. Occasionally some of our other programs will be in here. But this is pretty popular because of that view. We have students that sit here throughout the day, and you've got chairs on each level. There are 3 levels of academic study areas, and we have our administrative offices in the upstairs. For many of our programs in the School of Social and Natural Sciences, as well as the School of Humanities, Arts, and Education. And we have a few classrooms here. And we also have, tucked away in the front, on the left-hand side, is our Career Services, Center for Career and Professional Development. It's located right through those doors. They do any number of supports for resume critique. They'll help you with interviewing. And of course they bring in employers, have career fairs and other things. It's a pretty picture there right in front of our library. And just to give you a sense of where we've come from, straight down the driveway there is our recreation center and field house. And just immediately to the left, just past the library, which is our first building on the left here, is the dining commons where we were before, with the cafeteria. And our Marine and Natural Sciences building is on our right. And this is our library. And we'll drop in there in just a second. For now, we're going to walk down to what is the south kind of tip of campus. Straight ahead on the left-hand side and further down beyond the School of Business are residence halls, so you won't be spending much time there as a graduate student, as all of our grad students live off campus. This is our Gabelli School of Business. We are ACSB accredited, and we have a 1-year MBA program now. Coincidentally, it is not offered here on the main campus. It is offered at our Providence location. That gives students opportunities to work in the metro area and get opportunities for internships there. It gets them more engulfed into the business community, so we chose to have it at our Providence campus. So it's a nice place. And that was just recently purchased and redone in the last few years. These are some of our additional academic buildings. You see Gabelli School of Business on our left. This is our new engineering facility on the right side, which just opened this year. We'll walk by there in a second. And you see our proximity to campus, you can't really, the proximity to water is not too far away, because you see the top of the bridge there. And it's a quick drive here to almost any area that you'd like to get to. This is our Feinstein College of Arts and Sciences. It's home to our forensic and legal psychology, forensic mental health counseling programs, well as our School of Justice Studies. And the School of Justice Studies has a Master's of Criminal Justice. We have a Master of Science in Cybersecurity, as well as a Master of Arts in Cybersecurity. And the School of Justice Studies also offers a Master of Public Administration and a Master of Science in Leadership, both of which are offered in our Providence campus, and they're online or can be done in a hybrid format every other week in the Providence campus. Our criminal justice and cybersecurity programs can be done fully online. Criminal justice does have a hybrid campus option as well for full-time or part-time students. And we'll take a quick walk in there. It'll be pretty dark, but we will nonetheless take a look. So on this side of the building, we have our School of Justice Studies. I'll pan us over there. You see our criminal justice program advertised. There are 2 stories in this building, so you will have classrooms upstairs. They do have some lights on for us. That's good. So this again is the Feinstein College of Arts and Sciences, sometimes called just the FCAS or CAS building. And it looks like they're doing some work in the classroom, so we can take a look in. How you doing?
Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you.
This is one of our classrooms. This is a typical setup for our classrooms here. Some are done online and some obviously in class. This is one of the few academic buildings on campus that offers its own dining space, although a limited dining space. But there's grab and go options here during the day. They're open usually for breakfast and lunch. Get some drinks here. They also have sandwiches typically. So it's great if you have class and you don't want to roam across campus to the dining commons. And as we head back toward where I tried to get in earlier, got a few more classrooms here. We also have our music programs in this building for undergraduates. And coming out the other side here, this is our psychology department on the left-hand side. So if you're coming from our psychology programs, again, forgive me that it's dark. We have our psych pod in there, so all of our faculty in the psychology programs are all centrally located, and there's a student lounge space in the middle for students to just kind of hang during the day. And they've got some great people in there, and you get to know the faculty very well. It's a very kind of family-like environment. So that's the psych pod. I'm going to come around the front of the building. We've already seen portions of this. Now straight ahead of us is our College of Engineering. ABET accredited programs. We also have our construction management program that is nationally accredited, both undergraduate, and we have a master's program, Master of Science in Construction Management. And we're not going to get in here, but you see this brand new facility. So students are actually doing a lot of live construction work right in the facility. We used to have to do these off-site, but this new building allows us to do that on campus. This is our kind of lounge space within that building. It's a beautiful spot. And as you look here, that's our library and clock tower in the background. Straight ahead on the far end is our rec center, and School of Engineering is immediately to our left. As we go forward here, we're going to be coming up on our Angelo Quad and our Roger Williams statue, which I'll show you in just a second. Quickly, before we go too far here, we have our administration building is on the left-hand side. It's home to our president, a number of our vice presidents and cabinet members. And then on the bottom level, what's important to you will be the registrar and the bursar's office, so paying your bills and getting registered for classes if you need it. And our financial aid office is located there. However, our grad financial aid counselors are located in our School of Law. And you see our School of Architecture on the far end. As we walk forward here, again, this is our Global Heritage Hall. We were in there before with that nice sweeping view of the waterfront. Again, the Gavelli School of Business on our right. And as I turn here into the main part of the quad, you see our University Library in front of us. And then our namesake, a nice statue right here in the middle of campus. Try to zoom in for you. Roger there. Roger was around several hundred years ago, and we didn't know what he looked like officially. So Roger actually is, if you're a baseball fan, you know Ted Williams from the Boston Red Sox. That's actually Ted Williams' face on that statue. And we put a colonial person's body on it. And there you have it. That's our representation of Roger Williams. And if you're not familiar with Roger Williams, he founded the state of Rhode Island and Providence Plantations hundreds of years ago after he had left the state of Massachusetts. And historians debate on whether he was kicked out or whether he walked out, but it's somewhere in the middle. And he was really committed to public service and giving back to the community, which we continue that mission today. And as we come up on our library, again, it'll be rather quiet in here compared to usual. This is our main library space. We actually renovated this space about 5 years ago. Opened this all up, and I'll give you a better pan there. And one of our computer facilities, lab facilities on campus. We have some limited reference materials on this level, and we've moved a lot of those reference materials upstairs. Of course, students are using more online resources now as well, so we have a lot of access to those. Upstairs is our learning commons. There's some quiet study areas. You can also book rooms if you need to do some group study or presentations. And we have our tutoring and peer advisors there to help you with any classes that you have. And our accessibility services is available to you if you need any support there. And over on the far side, we do some lectures in the Mary Tufts White Center. It's a great group space. We also have done some dinners with our Graduate Student Association in there. And one of the other things that you'll find here in the library is our Media Tech Service Desk, which is right here. And they can help with anything you need technical with your computers. And we also have occasionally some grad students. We actually have a current graduate student that's working for them as a regular part of the desk here. Excuse me. And one other thing that we offer for you is a system called RCloud. It's actually a cloud-based server. We have over 100 different software packages available to students anywhere you have internet access, and it's at no cost to you. And we keep them updated. You don't have to worry about downloading them or paying for them for your own computers. We provide that all as part of the RCloud system. And by using that, you can get everything from the Adobe Creative Suite to Rhino if you're an architecture student, to SPSS if you're doing research. So there's a lot of great tools available for you there at no cost. The final piece of the library I'll mention here is that we, of course, have the interlibrary loan system, and we have access to all the various research databases, LexisNexis, and so on, that you can access, again, anywhere you have internet access. So that's our library and learning commons. Starting to lose daylight out here, but it's a nice, pretty day. Again, there's our administration building. As we walk across here, again, this is our kind of primary quad area. One thing that's been really nice that I came here 5 years ago, one thing I really appreciated about the Roger Williams campus is that they keep a lot of green space here, and they take care of the campus. And trust me, when the blooms are on the trees, it's even better. A very nice campus. They keep it well maintained and landscaped, and we have a lot of open space for students to really just appreciate the world around them rather than putting buildings everywhere where you can find space. And that's been one nice part of how the university here operates. And they're also very deliberate about any continued development that they do in the future. The new construction building actually went on one of the very last pieces of land that we wish to develop on campus. So they are maintaining green space as they expand. So this is our architecture building, and you'll have to excuse the construction cones. We've been in the midst of helping students move out with the virus issues that we've had recently, unfortunately. And this is one of our graduate studios, and again, messier than normal because we've cleared out some of the work as students have taken them home. But this is one of our graduate studio spaces. We also have space in here where students can do projects together. It's a nice group space, and we have a few rooms like this with nice sweeping views of the campus. And again, those are some of our studio spaces. Unfortunately, not a lot of work on display in here currently, but there's a lot on the walls as we go throughout the building. One nice thing for our architecture students is that all of their printing like this is free, so they don't pay anything additional to have access to that. And I guess we'll head this way. Some additional work that we have. We actually have some work. Our students recently did work in Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic. Students traveled down there and did work on their airport designs. We also have our wood shop. There's probably not much happening in there right now, but that's our part of our wood shop. If you wish to do furniture design, we have a furniture design class. This is some of the student work on the wall here, mostly undergraduate student work here. More commonly, you see a lot of these plans from the graduate students. We also have 3D printers, so students will be doing work there. I don't have access to that space, otherwise I would take you all in there. Some of the work on the wall here is for our furniture design courses. Actually, some of the tables you'll see down the hallway are from the furniture design students and the dean. You'll also be taking structures courses. You see that this particular display is for, I believe, a cathedral, and it's done in paper clips. There's some structures there. And again, it's a little messy in here. I apologize for that. These are some of our undergraduate studios here, pretty expansive space. Our graduate students largely are on the other side of the building and have their own space. We have about 100 graduate students or so in the Master of Architecture program. Many of them come from our 4+2 program and the internal. We have a BS in architecture and pre-professional program. These are the tables I mentioned that our dean and students designed. We also have the oldest undergraduate historic preservation program in the country. And we have an MS in preservation practices at the graduate level, one of only a handful in the country. And one thing that's really a hallmark of our School of Architecture, Art, and Historic Preservation is that we have 2 groups dedicated to the various work that they're doing. It's extracurricular as well as academic oriented. We have one of the most active AIAS chapters in the country. And it's a student chapter affiliated with AIA, and our students go to the National Forum every year over New Year's. Many of the costs for student travel are covered through the school. They also do fundraising So when students travel, especially for academic endeavors, they're paying very little, or in some cases covered, especially the grad studios that travel. Some of the faculty believe strongly that if you're doing a project in Barcelona or on a building in Barcelona, you should be traveling to Barcelona at some point to see the building. So I just came back out our main entrance of the School of Architecture, and that is our library. Pretty nice with the lighting right this time of day. And we're just going to turn back to the main entrance of campus. Again, the dining commons is going to come into view here. And we were in that facility, and you see the second level of glass is where our upper commons is, where you can all you can eat. And a nice view of campus. And again, our recreation center coming into view on the field house. Again, we are Division III athletics. Some graduate students have had eligibility, NCAA eligibility, so they've played for some of our teams. Occasionally we hire coaches. We also are hiring communications managers that have tuition opportunities with them. And if you're impacted currently with the spring and your spring season was cut short, you have an extra year of eligibility, you can come to Roger Williams and play for one of our sports teams if you wish. And we have several programs that are set up as 1 year bachelor's or master's programs. So if you're interested in doing a 4+1 with criminal justice or to earn your MBA or even special education, we have those programs available to you depending on your undergraduate background. And you could do them just 1 year and play a year for the Hawks. So we'd love to have you consider becoming an athlete here if you have some eligibility. And as we come back to the front of campus, I timed it pretty well with our sunset. It's very pretty here. And if you like the waterfront and like a nice quiet campus, we can do that for you. Certainly it's quieter than normal right now, but we hope to get things back to normal very soon. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, please contact us, and thank you for watching our tour. Hope to hear from you soon. This is the Mount Hope Bridge. Currently standing in the town of Portsmouth, which is right over the bridge from campus. And you cross the bridge there, you will see our campus location. And campus is located, you see the water tower in the center of the photo there, or just to the right center. And the town of Bristol. And this is Mount Hope Bay to our right. And to our left here is Narragansett Bay. And Narragansett eventually empties down to the Atlantic Ocean and down near town of Newport.